We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 29, verse number 8. Talks between Narada and King Pachanabarhi. Akshini Nasika Karno
Akshini Nasike Karno
Mukam Shishna Gudav Iti
Mukham Sisna Gurav Iti
Dve Dvara Bhiryati
Vedve Varo Bahiryati
Yastat Indriya Samyuta
Yastar Indriya Samyuta Akshini Nasike Karno
Akshini Nasike Karnam
Mukham Sisna Guraviti
Mukam Shishna Gudav Iti
Dvidvi Dvaro Bahiryati
Dve Dvara
Dvaro Bahiyati
Yastar Indriya Samyutaha
Yastat Indriya
Indriya Samyuta Akshini Nashike Karno
Akshini Nasike Karno
Mukham Shishna Gudaviti
Mukham Sisna Guraviti
Dve Dve Dvaro Bahiryati
Dve Dvaro Bahiryati
Yastat Indriya Samyuyata
Yastad Indriya Samyutaha
Akshini
Akshini
two eyes
two eyes
Nasike
Nasike
two nostrils
two nostrils
Karnam
Karno
two ears
two ears
Mukam
Mukham
mouth
Mouth
Shishna
Krishna
genitals
genitals
Gudav
Gudam
rectum
rectum
are also different gates.
Yes.
Being placed into a body. Oh, sorry. Iti.
Iti
Thus.
Das
Dve.
Dve
Two.
two
Dve.
Dve
Two.
two
Dvaro.
Dvaro
Gates.
gates
Bahi.
Bahi
Outside.
outside
Yati.
Yati
Goes.
goes
Ya.
Ya one who that
Through the gates.
through the gates
Indriya.
Indriya
By senses.
by the senses
Samyuta.
Samyuta
Company.
accompanied
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The eyes, nostrils, and ears are pairs of gates situated in one place. The mouth, genital, and rectum are also different gates. Being placed into a body having these 9 gates, the living entity acts externally in the material world and enjoys sense objects like form and taste. Purport. Not being aware of his spiritual position, the living entity directed by the mind goes out through the 9 gates to enjoy material objects. Because of long association with material objects, he forgets his real spiritual activities and is thus misled. The entire world is going on being misled by so-called leaders like scientists and philosophers who have no knowledge of the spirit soul. Thus, conditioned soul becomes more and more entangled. Mukam karati vachalam pangam nashate yatam tamham vande Shri Guru Yatarinam Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyanam Shakaya Chakshumiritam Yena Tasam Shri Gurave Namaha. So I forgot. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So, in youth, we use our health to get money, to get wealth. We use our health to get wealth. In old age, we use our wealth to get health. So, I mean, we neglect our real self-interest, which is the soul. We have to feed the soul, take care of the soul. So in Quinquenty says, Jamai Shraya Shutashi Etamana Mada Pamanai Rahati Vidatum by Tuam Akinchana Gochanam, my Lord. Your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted, because one who is on the path of material progress, trying to prove himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot address you with sincere feeling. So this is Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, verse 26. So it's a problem if we don't use our wealth for Krishna's seva. Yes, so we'll talk about that a little later. We may think we don't have any wealth, but yes, we can always give something. So we have our devotee, Ambarish, who is the great-grandson of Henry Ford, who has the Ford Motor Company, and he's using his wealth to build a temple in Mayapur. And not only that, he not only gives his money, he matches whatever other people are giving. And not only that, he's a millionaire, a billionaire, probably a billionaire. And he goes out begging. Can you imagine being a billionaire and going out begging? This is Ambarish. He goes around the world begging people to give donations. Although he matches whatever they give. He's a billionaire. What billionaire does that? Nobody can be like a devotee. Yeah, so, but for materialistic peoples, money is the honey. Yes, we know what is their honey. So in America, we have these things where you gamble, you make money. I can't remember what the name is. You go to the shop and you buy a ticket. Lottery. It's the lottery. We have the lotteries in America. I don't know about Australia, but yes, you have. Okay. So I can give you some examples of how if you get so much money and don't use it for Krishna, you just get ruined. So, first example, there was one 16-year-old who won $3 million. So she spent $700,000 for designer clothes, more on drugs, partying, expensive cars. It was all finished in 6 years. And her realization was, I honestly wish I'd never won the lottery money, and knowing what I know now, I should have just given it all back to them. So, because you don't know how to use it for Krishna, it will cause you trouble. Then another man, he won $360 million, and he found a lot of new friends, but he was lonelier than ever. So he got so many friends, but not, what kind of friends. He spoiled his granddaughter, got so many complaints about her arrogant, proud misbehavior. She was a teenager, and she died of an overdose of drugs. It didn't make her happy either. Didn't make him happy. Then the third example, a man won the lottery, and as soon as he found out, he had a heart attack and died. So it was like, okay, here you go, take money. So why are they getting the opposite effect? Because people are taking Sita away from Ram, or Lakshmi away from Narayan. You must put them together. Offer Sita to Ram and Lakshmi to Narayan. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 19, verse 13, about Lakshmi. And she is the reservoir of all spiritual qualities. And then they're also talking to Narayan, whereas you manifest and enjoy all these qualities. So She has all the qualities, Narayan enjoys them. Now, it goes on. Indeed, you are actually the enjoyer of everything. You live as a supersoul of all living entities, and the goddesses of fortune is the form of their body, senses, and minds. Did you know? Our bodies, our senses, and minds are a form of Lakshmi. What does that mean? All our body, our senses, and minds are a form of Lakshmi. It means, belongs to Narayan, better give it to Narayan, or else they're going to have trouble. She also has a holy name and form, but Narayan is the support of all the names and forms and the cause for their manifestation. So our body is Lakshmi. It's not only the money is Lakshmi, our body is Lakshmi. Can you believe it? So, yes. Now, the effects of pride and wealth, you break all the regulative principles, basically. You eat meat, you enjoy sex life, you gamble, and non-veg food. Yeah, we already said that, non-veg food. Anyway, so in Canto 1, chapter 17, verse 24, it says, Tapa shaucham daya satyam iti parakite kitaha adharmam shaistaya bhakra smaya sangamalaistava. In the age of Satya, truthfulness, your 4 legs, so these are 4 legs of the bull, which are dharma, 4 legs. Your 4 legs are established by 4 principles: austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that 3 of your legs are broken, so this is the age of Kali, the 4th age, due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. Purport. Modern civilization and economic development are creating a new situation of poverty and scarcity, with the result of blackmailing the consumer's commodities. The people are forced to buy stuff. My son, his first job was as a salesman, door to door. And he said, Mom, selling means you have to convince people to buy something they don't really need. Now, he understood immediately what it is to sell. Now, he's still selling, but in this case, they do need it. So Prabhupada says the leaders and rich men of society spend 50% of their accumulated wealth mercifully for the misled mass of people and educate them in God consciousness, the knowledge of Bhagavatam. Certainly the age of Kali will be defeated in its attempt to entrap conditioned souls. So yeah, we can defeat Kali. But especially if you have money, if you're rich, then if you spend 50%. So here it says accumulated wealth. It's not like 50% of whatever you get every month. It's not like that. It's like if you have a big bank balance. That's what it really means. So in the next purport of 1:1725, Prabhupada says, by pride, either artificial or real, the resultant action of austerity is spoiled. Yes, the yogis are very proud, just like Javasa Muni. He wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj. He took a hair of his head and threw it down. He was proud because, why did he drink water before me? Very proud. But when you do that, you lose your all your tapasya. You lose all the thing, all you spent your whole life doing tapasya. You lose the benefits. It's gone, and you get benefits from doing tapasya. But if you get angry, Bhagavatam is a verse, 11th canto, chapter 4. It says that you get angry. The yogis get angry, and what happens? They drown in puddles of water. Their anger is like puddles of water, and they drown in it because they're angry. So, By too much affection for female association, cleanliness is spoiled. Too much addiction to intoxication, mercy is spoiled. Too much lying propaganda, truthfulness is spoiled. So that's the news we get today. It's all fake news. It's not much, you don't know what's the news really, because it's according to how those people see it. If there's a war and the journalist is on one side, you'll see that side. And the journalist on the other side, you'll see that side. And so you don't know what's the news, real news. So Kali was given 4 places to live, in the slaughterhouse, and the brothel, and the gambling house, and the slaughterhouse, gambling. What's the 4th one? The newspapers.
Gambling house, slaughterhouse,
House? Meeting.
brothel,
Mercy.
Mercy. Okay, anyway, brothel no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no gambling. There you go. Those 4 places you could go. But he said, there are no such places in your kingdom. Maharaj breaks it. So, okay, I'll give you one more place. Gold. Wherever there is money stored, you go there. We can see from these examples of people, it wasn't even stored. They just had so much money. And what happened? 1 died, 2 died actually. The granddaughter and the man who found out he won the lottery. So 2 died, and the other one was really unhappy. So if you accumulate wealth, Kali will live there. So for grihastas, 50% of accumulated wealth. But however, if you take the course in the grihasta vision team of ISKCON, you will find out that it's not that you give 50% of you don't have to do that, but you should give something every month, 5%, 10%, or at least some donation, $5, $10. So there is something called prosperity consciousness. What does that mean? You have proper livelihood, proper sadhana, and charity. That's prosperity consciousness. That you always have enough. And there is poverty consciousness. And what does that mean? That means proper livelihood without sadhana and without charity. So you have to make sure you got sadhana and charity in there to have prosperity, actually. Prosperity consciousness. Now in the 3rd canto, 12th chapter, verse 41, it is another verse about these 4 principles. Vidya Dhanam Tapa Satyam. So that's 4 things. So education, charity, penance, and truth. So 2 are the same, penance and truth. But now we've got education instead of cleanliness. And we've got charity instead of mercy. But they go together. So these 4 principles of religion are upheld by the 4 social orders. The brahmacharis are supposed to be clean. Sometimes that's a problem. And cleanliness, that was in the 1st verse. Now in this verse, education. So there you go. The brahmacharis are supposed to educate themselves. They're in charge of education. Now the grihastas, they are in charge of, gratifying the senses, provided it's performed with a charitable disposition. So daya, mercy, is in the 1st verse, and here it's dana, charity, given charity. So daya or danam for the grihastas, and of course for vanaprasthas, they uphold tapasya. They do, they try to retire from grihastha life, and you try to advance the spiritual life. You just take up spiritual life and don't worry about the rest. And then for the sannyasis, it's truthfulness, preaching the absolute truth to the people. So when all four do their duties, and then we'll have education, we'll have mercy and charity, and we'll have austerity and truthfulness. So the four orders of life are supposed to uphold these four legs of religion. Yeah. So I know in the EU, in Europe, in Ireland, I remember they were dumping milk because they weren't allowed to make more than their quota. They were just dumping it. Anyway, so pride and wealth people have, they don't think they will get old and die. So there is a verse from Mahabharata. Ahanyahani bhutani gachanti hiyamalayam sheshastari kim aschayamadaparam, that day by day everyone sees that everyone's dying, but they think, I won't die. I am here forever. So Alexander the Great, he conquered India temporarily, but he learned something. Like one example of him learning was that he was going on the path, big emperor with all his troops, and there was one saintly person sitting and meditating on the road. And he was very respectful to the saintly people. So he said, "Oh, sadhu, saintly person, what can I do for you?" And he said, "Can you move out of the way? You're blocking my sunlight." There's the emperor. So, no. He learned something. So on his deathbed, Alexander the Great had 3 wishes. One was, after he dies, the best doctor should carry his coffin. Second wish, all his money should be scattered on the road to the cemetery. Third wish, hands should be left outside the coffin on the procession so everyone can see. So why the best doctors? Because they can't save you. Why his wealth was scattered? He couldn't take it. And why his hands left outside? Because you come empty-handed and you leave empty-handed. Yeah, there was a cartoon of somebody going to Yamaraj, Lord of Death, and he had a bunch of luggage. And there was a pile. He said, "No, you can't take it. That you put it there on the pile." So, no, you go without anything except your bad and good karma, your bad karma. And if you don't have any karma, like being a devotee, then it's really easy because you don't have to go to Yamaraj. You just go straight to the spiritual world. So we are very fortunate in that way. Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, "Amana dolabama navadeha payakikara bhavana keha evina vajile jasada shuta charme puri bilaje." You have achieved such a rare human body, but do not care for this gift. You remain not serving the darling Yashoda, and you slowly fall through your last moments to death. So human birth is, we're in the beginning, we're like a bird in a cage. But if you get spiritual instruction, then the door is open, you can get out of the cage. But most people would prefer to stay in the cage. They don't want to go out. Just like Prabhupada was talking to a reporter, and he was saying, people in this world, they're just like hammering bricks. Every day they're hammering bricks, and they don't want to get free from this. They think, you have to do this in order to survive. So then the reporter really didn't get it. So at the end, the reporter said, "Okay, I got to go hammer some more bricks." So yeah, back in the cage. Go back in the cage. You can't come out. No, stay here. Birth after birth. This is the problem. Yeah, win the lottery. Yeah, my father, he was buying lottery tickets. He was not a devotee, really. So, and maybe he spent thousands of dollars. And then one time he won $1,000. So he went to get it at the place. The doors were closed. He couldn't get his winning. So it's like, they're cheating you, of course. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Urita tapana haileyasta, dinagela bali hai bebyasta, tabikano ibe alasha hoi, nabacharita yarache. With every rising and setting of the sun, a day passes and is lost. So why do we remain idle and not serve the Lord of the heart? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mrityu sarva haras cha ham. I take everything at death. I take every mrityu sarva hara, everything I can take. So Shanaka Pandit says, better we voluntarily give it, because what's the use of it? Doesn't make you happy. So again, in Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 22nd chapter, verse 35, it says, Itavat Jamasafayam Deham Yadehisha Pranarartayatyavat Chashaya Vacharam Sada. It's the duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. So that this first thing is give your prana, give your life. But you might say, well, no, that's too much. I can't do that. Okay. Next thing, next level, give your wealth. You think, well, I just really don't have any money to give. And if you can't do that, okay, give your intelligence. You help plan like seminars and festivals. If you can't, if you have no, think you have no intelligence, there's one more thing: your words. You can chant, you can preach, you can sell books. Now it's the marathon, so it's going on. So instead of doing also the four sinful activities, yeah, there's four sinful activities. So meat eating, instead of doing that, you can eat prasad offered to Krishna. There's sex life, you can don't have illicit sex, have children for Krishna. And then, what is it? Oh, yes, gambling, yes. We're gambling this one life for Krishna. We don't know, but we're gambling. We're gambling. We can gamble this life and say, yes, I believe it. Intoxication, don't take drugs. Be intoxicated with chanting at Harinam. So, yeah, we can do the opposites of the four regulative principles. So, yes, but real wealth is not money. What is spiritual wealth? What is the wealth of the Brahmins? Well, basically, forgiveness and austerity. In Bhagavatam 9:15-39, Parashuram's father was telling Parashuram, my dear son, we're Brahmanas and become worshipful for people in general because of our quality of forgiveness. He went and killed a bunch of people who did something to his father. It's because of this quality. Lord Brahma, the supreme spiritual master of this universe, has achieved his post. You can become Brahma if you're forgiving. So then there's a verse 40. The duty of a Brahmin is to culture the quality of forgiveness, which is illuminating like the sun. The Supreme Personality of God Hari is pleased with those who are forgiving. So Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras become beautiful by their qualities. So Brahmanas are beautiful when they're forgiving. Kshatriyas are beautiful when they are heroic and never retreat from fighting. Vaishyas are good when they enrich cultural activities and protect cows. So festivals, they should pay for the festivals and take care of cows. And Shudras are beautiful when they're faithful in discharge of duties, pleasing to their master. Everyone becomes beautiful by his special qualities. So what's another spiritual wealth? We have so many, actually. Obeisances is another wealth. This is from Sachinandan Swami. And obeisances, the mind goes down and the heart goes up. In Bhakti, the heart is up, and in material life, the heart is down. The mind goes down. So obeisances means devotional feelings. We have to rule over the mind. There's a prayer by one of Lord Chaitanya's associates, Devakinandan, Obeisances to all devotees past and future, including who were devotees for a short time, who will become devotees. So he's giving obeisances to all the devotees, just like in the temples we say, you know, what you call it. Well, he's saying it to everyone, even those who aren't born yet. So another spiritual wealth is prema. So how can we get prema? How can we begin? Again, His Holiness Satyanam Swami says, gratitude. You must be grateful. Gratitude is the first stepping stone to the goal of prema. Way to prema begins with gratitude. It prepares the heart for love. A soft heart will attract the soft queen of bhakti. So we have a lot of wealth here in these devotees. Obeisances, gratitude, seva, humility, and these will open the door to nama ruchi, taste for the holy name. So that if we chant in this humble mood, calling out for Radharani's mercy like a child crying for her mother, she will take us to her Krishna. Hopeless and helpless. Then we can chant. And in this hopeless and helpless state, we can chant. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, Krishnam Sudhakaryapan, Jurayabhakati Vinadapan, Namabina Kishinahiko Ara, Charabhavanamache. Just drink the pure nectar of the holy name. There is nothing else to be had in all the 14 worlds that's fulfilled the soul of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. So I'll stop here. Any questions, comments, you can ask.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Who is this?
Shailendra here.
Who?
Shailendra is my name.
Shailendra.
Shailendra. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Shailendra. Okay.
Thank you for your class. Now, one thing I noted about you mentioned about Alexander, and
Issues.
sorry, you saying something to me?
No. It needs
Okay.
issues.
You mentioned about Alexander, which is incorrect.
Okay. Thank
Alexander never conquered India.
Oh, good.
He was defeated by King Puru in the northwest even before he entered.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. And
I
it
will
is
not
just
say
a way.
he conquered India again.
Yeah, he was defeated there, injured, and he died at that thereafter.
Good.
It is just the way. It is just the way the West and the European wants to glorify him, to call him the great.
Okay, great.
But he is not the great. Our King Puru is the great.
Of course.
Like the Muslims call Akbar the Great, or they can call whatever they want.
Right.
Right. So they want to glorify themselves. So the European history never talks about the King Puru.
Actually, Prabhupada talked about Alexander. And he said that he would conquer something, and then very soon after, he would lose it. Like he would go on conquering, but behind him, he was losing everything. And so finally, somebody got him. That's really good to hear. Thank you.
But he never entered India. He just left from there, and then he died at the river of Indus or whatever there.
Whatever. Thanks for that. Any other questions?
No. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Narayani Mataji. Kadamni Radha here. Thank you. Kadamni Radha.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mataji, for such a wonderful class. Now we were talking about the charity, the Grastas giving the charity. And according to Rupa Goswami, you know that what he did was that he gave 50% to the Brahmanas and other places, and then 25% kept for some difficulties, and 25% for his family. Now, as we see practically that most of us are Gristas. And as you mentioned, that we should give, though we are not giving just like Rupa Goswami did, but
Yeah.
we should be giving some part of our wealth or whatever we earn. Now, what should be exactly? How should we really giving charity like Grastas? How should we do that? Like not dividing like Rupa
No.
Goswami.
Well, according to the Grihastha Vision team, it's good if you can give a percentage, but there's a whole class on budget. I mean, you have to pay all your bills, and you should save for vacation, like
Yes.
going on pilgrimage or something. You should save
Yes.
for that, and you should save for education. They have all these categories, and then you have to see what's left. And so it can be like 5% of what's left, or whatever. I mean, that's their advice. They have a class on budget, and if you feel like that's too much, then just give something. Give a donation if they're built. Like some places are building a temple, some places are like in Alachua, they need a new oven for $5,000. You can give something for that, or they just there's different ways to donate. Some devotees give a certain amount every month. It's called tithing, like $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. There's many different ways. Your temple may have some way. I don't really know, but if in case there is no way, you can give for festivals, something. But if you don't have money, you give your time. Your time is the most valuable thing, and that was Alexander's realization that that's your most valuable thing if you give your time. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mataji. Yes, in our temple in Brisbane itself, that they said that everybody should give something monthly, even $1 a day. It's not really much. You can give $30 a month. So that's not a big thing, even if one cannot give too much. But that is a good point that we should be trying to give a part of. Even we are getting education, like we are having speakers like sannyasis and all that. They are coming and we are getting all the knowledge from them. And we should not take knowledge without giving anything, because it's not very like positive thing, that we are getting something. Even olden times, dakshina we used to do to the brahmanas, where they are giving us knowledge. So I just wanted to bring that in, that is very important. Charity is a very important thing from grastas for our own purification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So I'll see you again Sunday morning. I think it will be at the temple, and we'll talk a lot about prasad. Hare Krishna, glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Your Grace Narayani Mataji ki.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai.